And I was doing, at that point, business development, recruitment, oversight, and a directorship level. It was a really big firm for the country. And that is where I ended up meeting Mr. Webster and a couple of other colleagues close to us in a networking group. And it was right after the pandemic had kicked off. I also had just lost my mother. And so for me personally, it was just a really big pivot point in my life. And I feel like a lot of people on this call are probably going through something similar just based off of hundreds of conversations I've been having over the last couple of months. People are going through massive changes in their life, whether it's like a divorce, a parent has just passed away, a complete career change, midlife crisis, something with your kids. I could keep going, but I'll stop there. I feel like everyone's kind of resonating with that a little bit. So if I were to give any piece of advice to the topics that we're talking about tonight, it would be don't have a cookie cutter expectation of what this process looks like, because there is none. And people think there's a blueprint, and every time you think you have it down, the economy changes, or there's a natural disaster, or just all sorts of facets come into play. So especially in cybersecurity, that's one of the things I love about being in this industry, and it's why it just makes sense for me. Plus, I'm a total geek bot, but ended up getting into cybersecurity when I met Arnold, and we wrote a book together. So I'm one of the co-authors with Arnold on our book, #Hack2. That was an awesome experience. Throughout that partnership, I ended up building out a portfolio. And I know a lot of IT consultants are usually people who started more on the technician side of things, where they might have worked on hardware, network, servers, things of that nature, and then progressed into the security portion, or maybe did some engineering, software development, those types of things, and then moving into cybersecurity. Again, I love that there's no real blueprint, and with this industry in particular, you don't necessarily need to have a lot of parameters that other industries are going to have, and there's a lot of room for moldability with that, I feel, which is awesome, because other industries are super rigid. And so I think that was something that attracted me, sales and business development wise, is that I had the opportunity to mold it the way that I felt would work best given certain parameters with what's going on in the world. So I'm talking a lot. Arnold, why are you on silent? He's going to have great times like this when I talk too much.
No, you just got my full attention, Mags. I've known you for
We're
years.
only 10 minutes in. Oh my God, I feel like I've been talking for an hour. Anyways, sorry. I'm not used to silence and no faces. Actually, that's not true. What I need you to shut up. Okay. So, anyways, I just love this industry. I'm passionate about what I do. I love to protect people, and you're never not going to have job security. But bad pun. But I would say, as far as, let's talk about my portfolio. I've already covered a few things on my paper. Yes, I use paper in case of an emergency. You can burn it. And so I've got books and books and books. They're kind of like my Bibles. And I would encourage you to take handwritten notes. At least for me, I have to write it out old school. I can type away, but that could be erased like that. And so there's my methodology on note taking. But my portfolio, what is it made of? What makes me stand out against my competition is I have no limits. I have no categories in my portfolio. I'm not super targeted with a specific topic, and there's nothing wrong with being that way. Don't misunderstand me. That's just what matches my personality. And I have to be at 800 miles an hour for it to work at full speed. But I have got everything from government contracting, all agencies, industrial, manufacturing. I'm from a blue collar family, so obviously like that's a huge thing for me. Technology, entertainment. I've got a huge network out on the West Coast in radio, media, productions, all of that. I then moved out into international. I got in with regulatory compliance firms, insurance firms, and as most recently, I don't know if I told you this yet or not, Arnold, I just got offered another host of a podcast series for a fintech investment company out of New York, and I'm really excited about that. So thank you.
Just quick question. I like to put my teammates on the spot. Would you be interested in having any of the teammates participate in a podcast, or perhaps get a copy, or perhaps get an autographed copy of your #Hack2 book? I'm sure LeeAnn would bake you 2 dozen oatmeal cookies for that.
I don't need all that. I'm trying to lose weight, but thank you. Yeah. Look, is he volunteering you what to do? So that just sounded like to me. But